course, we're here, and we're going to be talking to who?
Pam.
Yes,
Pam,
and what's she doing?
Poetry Den.
Yes, there we go. Take a look.
Well, we're here hanging out at the Civil Rights Heritage Center here in South Bend with a good friend of mine, Pam. And Pam is an amazing, creative, talented woman, and she's also, why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing.
And she is the founder of the Poetry Den. And Pam, for those that may not know what it is, tell us a little bit about Poetry Den and how it got started.
The Poetry Den is an event that we do primarily every fourth Sunday of the month, unless the fourth Sunday lands on a particular holiday. Mm-hmm. And it's for the poet and those that love them. And what we try to do is promote a safe place for people to share their gifts, their poetry, from those that are experienced to those that are performing for the first time. And so that's what we do. We promote that every month and just invite those that love poetry.
That love poetry.
And poetry could be anything. It can be from politics to shoes to whatever, right?
We've heard everything from Jesus to sex to
everything in between.
Everything in between.
And really what you wanted to do is, as you mentioned, give people a creative outlet through this Poetry Den. Now, you started out in several places, but what brought you here to the Civil Rights Heritage Center?
I had actually been here for a couple of poetry events, and actually it came recommended by some friends, and just being here, and then the word community, and just listening to people talk about that, I just felt like, well, that's what we're kind of aiming for, the community, and providing a place for the community. And so we thought, oh, this is just a perfect marriage right here. So,
well, especially all the history, what this place once was and what it is today. It's just a
inspiration there.
Yeah, the growth and everything, the expansion. So,
and I heard you mention that the acoustics in the place they're perfect for what you do.
Right. So before the place that we were at had equipment, they had speakers and monitors and so forth. And even though we do use a speaker, it's just very little setup, which is great. It allows us to come in and just do that and not spend an hour and a half trying to set up. So.
Are you doing poetry in the pool?
No.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
Where did you develop your love for poetry?
Actually, I hated poetry. And
Pam, I know, right? About you.
In school, but I actually wrote my first piece when I got a divorce, and I found that writing that piece actually did something for me. And then the second piece,
you want to share it?
It was just I needed to get something in words, right? And without sharing everything, just a minimal something on paper. And then my father had a heart transplant, and he was in the hospital for 5 months, and I wrote my second piece about that once he, and thinking about the family that donated to him, and then it was just,
from there on, it just opened up a whole new door for you.
The emotions were able to be jotted down at that point.
Right. I've always wanted to journal, but never, I have like 15 journals at the house, and all of them have like 3 pages full, and that's it. But I have like almost 100 pieces of poetry. So I kind of figured that my journaling is through poetry.
I'm going to get you another journal and a big thing of Scotch tape.
Right, the 10 pages I'm sticking together,
Now, when people come, it all has to be original material?
It does not. However, I found that most people that do participate are doing something that they wrote. But I try not to confine people too much. We have we say 16 and above, because there's some language that might offend, but it's never, poetry can always, depending on, especially when we're talking about the world, politics or justice or religion or whatever, it can always bring about, just some little uneasiness.
Right, which is good.
But we don't want to, put people way outside their comfort zone.
Right.
We just want to make people kind of, think. And I think a lot of times when people do share, we do that without making people run out of the building going, ah.
Right, because it can be challenging at times, but that's what it's meant to do too. So when is the next one?
The 23rd of October.
23rd of October, okay.
6
And
to 8
then you'll
p.m.
be doing another one in November, right?
In November.
Okay, all right.
So it's once a month we get together and let those
And
emotions
jam.
out
Oh, yeah.
and you know, get what you put down on paper and let it rip.
Yeah. Sometimes people write stuff as they're sitting in the audience and want to share. There's no criteria of like you have to send me your submission.
Sure. There's no length, or is there a length of time with the poet?
5 minutes. We say 5 minutes. If we don't have a lot of people sign up, sometimes we'll rotate, or maybe you can go, you know, a little longer. We figure the attention span of people is about. It really isn't 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You gotta check your smartphone in at the door.
By about 3 minutes, people are probably almost checking out unless you're seriously engaged. Unless you're really engaging them.
Really good.
But I figure 5 minutes, people can stomach 5 minutes.
Right. All right. Well, guys, for more information, you can go on to experiencemichiana.org. Come on out to the poetry day. There's a poet in all of us. And by the way, here's a sneak peek at what you can expect when you go there.
Perfection of a kind was what he was after, and the poetry he invented was easy to understand. He knew human folly like the back of his hand, and was greatly interested in armies and fleets. When he laughed, respectable senators burst with laughter, and when he cried, the little children died in the streets.
You know, poetry can be so much fun. Obviously, a lot of people don't realize that most of the songs that you are listening to, they start out as poems.
That's true. That's very true.
Now, let's talk about this.